Welcome to the Creative Brew, helping you keep your creative juices brewing. We're giving out chunks of insight, motivation, and practicality for your creative journey. Welcome to a new episode of the Creative Brew, giving you creative insights and practicality for your creative journey. We're always here at Panels, Comics, and Coffee Bar here in Oceanside, California, giving you some great coffee, great treats, and some of the hottest graphic novels and comic books out right now. One I do suggest that I'll probably be getting myself is House of X. I'll be getting that issue and sort of getting back to, get back to reading some X-Men. So I'll check out that storyline and maybe in a future episode give a little book review. But today we have a awesome guest and someone that I've been talking to recently, and I'm always a big fan of really of the things she's putting out on Instagram and just even through her emails. I feel bad because it's like every time I see one of her emails, I'm like, man, I've got to work on my stuff. I've got to work on my email marketing. and the trick is like she's not really selling anything. It's just the way that she's writing, and I think that could be I believe it could be an integral part to anyone's brand or marketing is really pulling an audience to their own to someone's personal brand, and really feeling like they're part of a community, and really getting to more of creating relationships compared to necessarily a transaction. And I know that everybody wants to do that, but the way that you write something, the way that you communicate could be real. I think could be the difference. But I'll let Keasha talk a little bit more about that, and she'll introduce herself and really a quick introduction about her and about her business and what she does.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me today. Yes, my name is Keasha Lee Ince, and I am a copywriter, messaging mentor, and founder of Striking Statements, which is my brand and digital agency, I could say, where I help entrepreneurs really step into their next level of clarity, connection, and cash flow through, like you were saying, through their messaging, through enhanced messaging. So that's essentially what I do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know, and I can even tell, even from your Instagram post, I can tell that you have a wide range of things and interests that you love doing. What else? What other things that you love doing? And maybe those things sort of reflect how you run your business. I guess could you go into detail as far as all the other things that you have going on, or subjects or topics you love to?
Sure. I like yoga and other physical exercise, some hiking, running. Because I feel like having a practice of connecting to yourself is really important, and showing up the best way that you can in all your relationships, professional, personal. I mean, it just permeates through everything. I'm a creative person, so writing or through trying different things with my hair or decor projects around the house. That's something else that I enjoy. And I also have, husband and a teenage daughter. So those showing up for them is also important. So hanging out with friends and family is also something I like to do.
So do you feel like people really understand the power of the written word as it pertains to someone's brand or business? And maybe what's an example of perhaps with your business, what's been an example of the results one of your clients have had because they've worked with you?
So the biggest transformation is like confidence and then feedback.
Okay.
So I tell people, you can have nice looking words, but if you don't embody that message, that feeling, people will pick up on that disconnection, and that's a turnoff. So with my messaging mentorship, I really help to dig in and ensure that your message is aligned with who you are, it represents you, and it also speaks to who your ideal person is. And so I have had a recent client who's in the insurance realm. he wanted to stand out as more of a trusted risk advisor. So somebody who could be that go-to resource.
Okay.
He can help with insurance, but also he has connections he's built over the years, and he's really about helping in a holistic manner, like ensuring his clients have all the solutions they need for their business strategy.
Yeah.
So we revamped how he showed up in terms of how he explained what he does, his core values, and created a strategy through email, through direct mail, and LinkedIn, and that really increased his referrals for himself, for his business, repeat business, and additional business. But I think the biggest thing was that he felt confident in this new version, and you know, introducing this new version of himself to his audience.
Yeah, and that actually goes into a couple of little things that you just mentioned. How much, because I know I use LinkedIn, and I know now, as far as the format, they've actually switched a lot of things now to where it's more like Facebook, more like Instagram. Do you feel people are still not taking advantage from using LinkedIn as a platform?
Yeah, I think LinkedIn is like still unexplored territory for a lot of people. It's a great platform, and like you said, like they've done live streaming now. They've incorporated that function. You know, where you don't have to record your videos, you can actually do it live, like a Facebook Live, for example. You can do that on LinkedIn. They've changed how the reactions, like, so it's more than a like. You can do like a clap, you can do a heart now. So they definitely are changing the platform. But you know, and I know that LinkedIn it's the professional networking platform. And so that's why I'm a big proponent of it. Like, depending on what your business is, I feel like actually there's a big market no matter what the business is, because there's people there who are looking and on there quite often, that you can definitely maximize that. There's a lot of potential. So
now with LinkedIn, do you feel like more people, I mean, like I said, it could be maybe from your experience or how you work with other clients, do you feel like more potential clients, do you feel like they're being more attracted to certain information, or I would say, are they being more like, if they see like someone selling, just straight out just selling a service, do you feel like they're just more put off from that, or do they feel like they're being more attracted to, like, when someone gives out certain information or something of value, something that would help them out, not necessarily selling, but maybe just creating that relationship? Do you feel like more audiences are being attracted to that more quickly than someone just saying, hey, I sell, coffee cups or something like that, just as an example?
No, it's definitely in the information you share. So if you go to the whole, look at me, I've got this many years and this is what I do, and I have this offer, and it's all about, I feel like the best way to really nurture rapport with people is to have a balance of infusing your personality with actually letting them know you understand who they are. So for any kind of messaging, it all goes back to like who your ideal person is, like who your ideal audience is. It could be one type of person or even three, but it's your job to really understand what their desires are, what their attitudes are, to ensure that you have the solution so that you can speak to those things, and always add value, share things, to show them something they didn't know, to improve and enrich their lives. Because you want to be seen as the person of authority, right? And not just talking about yourself, but like sharing story, being vulnerable. But again, bringing it back to letting them know you understand, what they're going through and dealing with.
So, and even with that, I see a lot of, and I've noticed even from your Instagram posts, you're really, I can tell you're really authentic with the way that you present yourself on video and the message that you put out. Do you feel like more, a lot of people that's trying to push their brand on social media, do you feel like they still have that fear of sort of feeling like, if people see who they really are, then they feel like their brand's gonna fall apart, or do you feel like, I think you just need to be fully, just authentic with where you are right now, and allowing people to connect with that from that capacity? I didn't know what you thought about that.
So I've done a challenge called the content commitment challenge. So and I created this 5-day challenge because two of the reasons why people do not show up consistently, whether it's written or in video, is because one, they're not sure if people really care about what they are talking about. They have something valuable or important enough to share. That's one thing. And then the second thing is they don't want to come off as vain.
Yeah.
Okay, so those tend to be the two of the biggest reasons why people are like hesitant to expose themselves or show up regularly. And so I did the challenge to literally give people prompts, like specific ways of sharing that doesn't feel forced, that gives enough variety that people are intrigued. Like, for example, one is 10 facts about me or 8 facts about that most people don't know. Okay. That's a share that people are like, oh, interested in. Because you go beyond, like you asked me, what other things are you interested in? You know, because we are a whole person, not just our brand, but it's the multiple aspects of us that do create our particular feel, right? So then there's the behind the scenes option. You can take somebody, behind the scenes, like how do you start your day, or what's your office look like, or, meal prep, whatever it might be, because people really like to get that behind the curtain view to feel like they know you a bit more. So, those are a couple, but it's like 5 days of prompts to help people get out there and show up. And I really feel that, yes, there is hesitance for people in thinking, well, maybe if I do show that I'm not perfect or polished, people will judge me or feel differently about me. But, I really feel people don't need perfect. They want real. They want genuine. So are you still doing that the content commitment challenge? I'm gonna do another one. All right. Yeah, it's been a while, but it was great. I got great feedback and reaction because I also have a Facebook group where people can share there as well. To keep each other accountable and say, hey, today's challenge, this is what I did. Yeah, I'm about to jump on that. That's a pretty cool idea. So even with, we'll go to the next little line. So questioning, but as far as with you, with striking statements, how are you pulling your potential audience or even clients? How are they being pulled into your brand ecosystem? So as far as do you feel like email marketing is working best, or do you feel like social media is working best, or just, I know you're doing workshops and everything now. What things are working for you? I feel like it's a combination of email, in person, and social media. Okay. My email, definitely, I've had people on my list for years and have turned into like repeat clients. Okay. When I do my workshops, that's like an in-person I would consider. I have also done some webinars, most recently last month. But I feel like there's benefits to each, but it's important to stay diversified a bit. I recommend if you're going to do social, then stick to like a maximum of 3 platforms, because that way you know that you are on there and you're really using it consistently. Same with email for me. Email for me is great, in person and speaking, and then social media. But they work because I show up pretty much every day, or weekly. I have a plan and a strategy. So those are the things that work for me. Okay. I know. I think that's been the biggest thing with, I know with people that I've talked to, and specifically even people that's even trying to get started, just really just being consistent. If you're going to put out something, even if you put out something, once a week, do it that same day, every week, just to create that consistency. And I think, even with people just feeling like, that maybe it's the fear of really being authentic. I think that's something I think more people need to do more.
And yeah, I know it definitely would be cool to do like a behind the scenes. I know people saw my desk. It would be it's like a war zone sometimes with my desk. I need to clean it up, but
that brings the realness
Yeah.
into it, right?
Yeah.
Like we at some point during the day, even if you do organize when you're done,
Yeah.
it gets messy because you're working,
Yeah.
right? There's things going on.
Yeah. And welcome to a new episode of The Creative Brew. We're here at Panels, Comics, and Coffee Bar here in Oceanside, California. And once again, I am here with Keasha with Striking Statements. And she's been giving us a lot of great information on email marketing, copywriting, and really creating a unique voice, a powerful voice. And how'd you say it? What was it? What was the what you just mentioned?
Enhancing the message?
Well, the clarity, connection, and cash flow. Yes. That was what I was looking for. So she's, like I said, go-to expert. If you have any kind of issues, or if you're looking to try to revamp your whole messaging for your brand, this is the lady to go to, and she'll give out some things here pretty soon that she's offering, and really how to reach out to her. Because like I said, I've read her newsletters. I'm part of her subscription list. And like I said, it's beautiful every time I read one of her email messages, and it really, I think it's really a reflection of her, and so that's something that she strives to do with all of her clients, and yeah, she's gonna give out some more information as far as really how you can create a powerful email marketing campaign. So to go back, now you said you had a email template that you had.
Yes.
Okay.
So I feel like email, when we're talking about really creating rapport and establishing your credibility and converting your readers into clients,
Yeah.
I think email is like the most important thing to have.
Yeah.
As long as you know that it does take outreach
Yeah.
in between your offers, right? So people get to know you. And what I have found is that many creatives, small businesses, they may have an offer to get people on the email list to subscribe to, like
Yeah.
a download, or maybe it's a coupon if you're doing products,
Yeah.
or you have a brick and mortar. Whatever that thing is, people subscribe to get it. After they get the thing, there's crickets. There's like
Yeah.
no follow-up in many cases
Yeah.
after people get it, until they're like, oh yeah, I should really send an email out.
Yeah.
Maybe months later.
Yeah.
And at that point, people have forgotten about you, or maybe they'll unsubscribe, you know. So it's really important to set an expectation up front after people sign up to your list.
Yeah.
And that's why I have created the 5 emails that go into a welcome sequence.
Okay.
So the welcome sequence is essentially, okay, you get your thing, thank you, but then there's also follow-up, like, welcome to my virtual community.
Yeah.
You know, these are the kinds of things I'll be sharing monthly, or every 2 weeks, you know, whatever your schedule is for sending out emails.
Yeah.
But you can write them, schedule them to go out, and then you're done for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's that initial, it's important to have those emails set up
Yeah.
so that people can get used to hearing from you and
Yep.
get to know you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know personally, I tend to be pretty consistent on my newsletter, and
Yeah.
I know that I know for a fact I've gotten repeat work from clients just because of that, because they remember you.
They remember you,
and
yeah.
And like I said, it's one of those where everybody has so many emails, so much input coming in on a daily basis. You have to do ways to, certain ways to, keep that attention and know that, hey, look, I'm here, I'm available. And I think a lot of people don't do that. They feel like, okay, we set up that newsletter and we send it out, and then you don't hear anything from them for months later. There's all kinds of things going on personally, professionally, that, look, I'm not going to remember that unless you keep sending out things and be like, okay, now I need to connect with this person, specifically if I'm needing someone's services. But yeah, definitely, I think it's definitely definitely important to be consistent and
Yeah, and so it's like, what kinds of things do you say? Like you're saying, we
Yeah.
get bombarded with lots of emails every day.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So it comes down to headline, like how you write your headline,
Yeah.
which in the template there's samples of that.
Okay.
And then there's also micro conversion. So each email needs to have a call to action
okay.
that will either encourage your readers to respond to you. Maybe you can ask a question or share an experience and say, hey, what was yours? I'd like to hear from you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or it's a check out what I'm doing over on platform X, which that way you're taking them from the email to your Instagram or your Facebook, wherever it is that you hang out, where it would be of benefit to have your readers check you out, get to know more about you. Perhaps it's a Facebook group. Maybe it's a podcast that you're like, I just dropped this one, listen in. It all has to really tie into your service and what you're due.
Yeah.
But it's important to have those actions inside your email in a way, again, that's persuasive but not salesy or pushy.
Yeah.
And there is a special way to do that, but that's where my specialty is.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So how do people get a hold of the template?
The template, they can go to my Instagram,
Okay.
And I have a link in my bio. My Instagram is Striking Statements, and that's where they can go and get the 5 email template.
Oh wow!
Sequence
Oh
template.
well,
Yeah.
I'll be downloading that. I mean, that's awesome. I think it's one of those, especially you got it. Do you have any other digital assets that besides the template that you might be marketing right now?
On my website, strikingstatements.com, I have a download. It's 5 keys to writing better copy with ease.
Wow.
So again, there are some tips, actionable tips to take right now to really improve your marketing message.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's 5 keys to writing better copy with ease. I also have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll get down to the creative tips portion of the podcast, and something I do with everybody that I interview. What is a creative tip for our audience? It could be 1 tip or 2 tips. Something that may have helped you out, or something that can help out our audience.
Okay. One tip that I'll share is that if you want to really connect with your audience and your message, you got to speak their language.
Yeah.
So many times, because we know our zone of genius, right? We may get caught up or maybe speak in terms that our audience may not understand.
Yeah.
Particularly if it's tech or even marketing, you just it's really important to use verbiage that your ideal audience uses. Now, a way to do this is to eavesdrop online or in person. So, like, literally see what your people are like talking about, what they're ranting about, what they're raving about. This could be in Facebook groups, this could be in some of your followers, clients you've worked with, like where are they online? Another tip is to see what brands that they like.
Okay.
That way, you can kind of see, like, let's say your audience loves Target. Let's just say.
Yeah.
You've got people who enjoy Target. Maybe they're women, right? And they're savvy and stylish, and they like Target. Well, if you know your audience is a fan of Target, then get on Target's list. Like, go to their social media and see how they are relating to and communicating with their audience. Because if there's things you have in common, then guess what? The difference between you and Target is that Target has the budget to hire people who go out and research buyer behaviors and really understand, how to connect with people. So that's just a way also to kind of see and pull the things that work for you.
Okay. And this is a question that I generally ask everyone that comes on to the podcast. But what would be the ideal creative life for you? Something that, if it was your perfect day, what would it consist of?
My perfect day would consist of waking up, doing my meditation or workout, having somebody do my smoothie for me, and then being able to impact others from maybe an island, perhaps, or
That'd be nice.
downtown Philadelphia. I mean, these are places that I do enjoy. But the creativity and freedom that really making an impact and working with evolutionary people to help enhance their message all over the world is definitely something that I feel is the most ideal for me,
Nice.
while also being able to impact and support causes and organizations that are closest to my heart.
Yeah.
So it would be the combination of freedom in my time, being able to visit and live in different locales, and also give back.
Okay. So, how can people connect with you? Connect with even if someone's wanting to even get started, or maybe they want to download the template, or maybe or figure out how could you help them out? How can people reach out to you?
Okay. Well, one step is that I offer a 20-minute complimentary call.
Yeah.
It's called the EYM, Enhance Your Message.
Okay.
Clarity call. So then that way we can just get on the phone and I can learn a little bit about your messaging blocks or issues, goals, and then discover how we could help, how I could help.
Okay.
So that can be done booked through my website, strikingstatements.com. As we mentioned before, I do have 2 downloads. I have 5 emails for a welcome sequence template.
Okay.
And that can be received or downloaded through my Instagram, Striking Statements. Striking Statements on Instagram. So there's a link there. There's a link for the complimentary call in the download. Okay. And then on my website, people can also connect with me and book a time through that as well.
Okay.
My email's Keasha at Striking Statements, but I also respond to direct messages. So that's how people can reach me.
Great.
Yeah.
So once again, this has been Keasha with Striking Statements, Quantel with the Creative Brew, and if you're a creator, if you're an entrepreneur, someone that's even trying to get started, I need you to create, I need you to express and grow. Figure out what makes you you, and with people like Keasha, who's an expert in email marketing and copywriting, please check out our website, go to our Instagram page, download those templates, and really figure out who you are. Figure out who you are as a brand, and use that unique messaging to pull the audience that you want to that you resonate with, and really creating more relationships compared to transactions. So check her out. Check out all the beautiful things that she's doing. If you hadn't subscribed to her newsletter, please subscribe to it. Once again, this has been another great episode of The Creative Brew. So be creative, stay inspired.